sound on that one, though.
Yeah.
So what can Alexi piece together here? Ooh, there goes Masuda.
Oh, and they have vents. Oh,
ZywOo, did he just see the legs? May not matter. He's losing players all over the place, and he just opened those doors, so Alexi lurks right into the back of his head, and we've got G2 with a very comfortable round 12.
yeah. I feel like the timing played a huge... the audibles played a
Yeah.
huge factor right there with the first kill, first of all. Dupree totally signed up for that fight. I feel like he wins that most of the time, but Alexi was literally just faster than him. And he was also the one phasing the smoke, so you think he has a small advantage. From here, he hears ZywOo take a shot by Secret. He hears Apex reloading and running out of mini, and his teammates were going to go ramp the whole time. He has a vent completely open to him. Other player on the A site was up at Mustang. No way to stop that from happening. And there was a moment where ZywOo could have taken him out inside the vent, but he missed the timing. And they also did not know that he dropped in the vent.
So with that, G2 finding a fifth. Oh, and right at the end, poor Magisk, no save. Wow. What kind of impact does that leave us with? I don't think Masuda's got the money.
Wow, that's
That's literally one less M4.
Yeah, that takes an entire gun out of the round. So, big find. Could matter, may not. Last round they had Apex kill NiKo, trying to go fast over top of Mini to get inside. It continues to do well. 12 and 8 here for Apex.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
NiKo's such an animal outside, but he's also very low. Here comes Hunter off the rooftop. Ooh. You mess with one Kovac, you get the other. Suddenly that one less M4 feels as though it could be a massive burden. Over towards the ramp, Masuda holds with nothing but this 5-7.
And if nothing changes, they know Magisk is back site, right? He is the upper anchor.
He's gonna be found out in the open. Hunter, that's an easy pickup. Magisk just roaming through the fields. Now he's lying with the Lilacs. Vitality just trying to find some kind of place to save. Where can they hang on as G2 will inevitably find a sixth round on this T side. Easy A plant.
Man.
And it's just tenacity. Tenacity outside between both NiKo and Hunter.
Yeah. We got a couple of calls with like huge individual level, but overall, I mean, NiKo's having another kind of average game. He didn't do that much over on Inferno in the first half, but then they didn't really need him. They closed out. They were just such a better team overall. And yeah, that continues to be the case. Of course, everyone levels up when you go over to CT side. That's natural. But it is to be noted. I mean, he's the one with 10 deaths. Apex is the one that's going positive. And that's a duel that should not be one-sided, at least not in favor of Apex, right? These are two guys that have spent their careers out in the yard, fighting each other over and over again, and NiKo's the one with all the stats to prove that he's the better one. But there have been some big reference games for Apex where he goes above and beyond those stats. And right now it feels like he's putting up kind of back-to-back performances in this regard. Obviously not the round to talk about it. Yeah.
There's Hunter just over top of it.
That was sick too.
Layers on layers. Magisk. At least he didn't see it coming.
Yeah, they expand so quickly. I mean, they used all that space very fast.
So high likelihood that G2 tie the game off the back of that one. And you know, you kind of called it into action, right? A T side could look good for G2. Sure enough, they give us something to talk about. 14 rounds deep and about to tie. ZywOo knows that there is the probability of players downstairs. You just can't do anything about it.
Honestly, he's so lucky right there. He saw ZywOo just took his time to make sure that was a headshot, but it doesn't come through. A1S kills him.
A little bit of utility pressure inside A site. Just keep Vitality busy, keep their heads turned, and that just opens up what was already a wide open door to get down Secret.
Yeah.
NiKo, quick kill onto Magisk. I feel like I heard a bullet fire, and suddenly there's a CT dead. Alexi and Jax give him a helping hand, and sure enough, B site yet again falls the way of G2. Tied game.
All tied up, yeah. Moving into the final round of the first half. As close as it needs to be to make for the most exciting possible ending.
But then there is that, dire question looming overhead. Is 7 or 8 rounds enough for Vitality?
Now, that is an enormous question.
They showed us Promise versus ENCE.
They did. And I think that they actually had a better T side than they did CT. And that stands in the face of all of their recent stats, right? That's why this is so interesting. So, I mean, they pulled out some clutch calls. When we went over to half number 2 in that last series, Vitality, they were playing a style of Nuke, which was like a 5-man cross outside of Nuke. A lot of not very many vent drops, a couple of full execs. It's a style that made them who they were when they took down Na'Vi back at the fall final, when they actually had some of their biggest wins. But it's not a style that's incredibly hip right now, I guess I should say. But they still brought it into overtime. They won there. They won their second half comeback. They did it on T side. So at least I feel like they're comfortable. And they also have room to talk about that map. They just had one of the biggest performances that they've had in recent memory. Who knows if their Nuke has improved from there.
One final gun round and one final burst of energy from G2. They try to send 3 players down. Vents, 2 get down, but at what cost? Look at the HP. m0NESY and Alexi running in wounded. They'll grab what they can in the meantime. That's a bomb plant and a retake needed to close out this CT side. A CT side that started with a pistol, bounced back from 4 in a row from G2,
Whoa.
and now have left G2 in a strong stance to try and close. Hunter, he sees a lot of bodies coming in from Secret, a lot of wounded bodies for NiKo to close in on. And m0NESY, despite the lesser health, well, he's not even needed. NiKo, in the meanwhile, tearing them all up. And Vitality, they had a huge advantage for this retake, but suddenly they're outnumbered and they are stranded in the back of this site. Control kill for NiKo, a tap to end it, and that is 4 as G2 take the lead, and we go into the last half of the second semifinal.
You actually can become superhero. Really cool game. I've been jump scared a bunch of times,
and I'm not gonna stop.
When you are in the moment of killing someone,
and there's no working matchmaking anti-cheat. On my Steam account, I have 11,500 hours.
I spent 12,000 hours playing it.
CSGO, 13,000 I want to say, somewhere around there.
Well, I have like 12,000 hours, so...
CSGO is truly an amazing game.
The worst thing about it is that when you start, you're probably going to be really trash at the game. You're not going to have any fun.
I would even go as far as to say that this game could be like a scary game sometimes. I've been jump scared a bunch of times, like just not ready for the opponents to be there, and they're there.
And there's no working matchmaking anti-cheat.
But then the best part is that when you actually start getting better, you're going to have a lot of fun.
A scary game.
I'd have to say thumbs up. You learn a lot from this game.
A tilting game.
Overall, if you stick with it, thumbs up.
A happy game.
The only thing I've managed to achieve so far is lose 12,000 hours. Thumbs down.
But basically all of the emotions you can have. I think I'll give it a thumbs up, for now at least.
I played around 20,000 hours.
On CSGO, I think I have 12k hours.
I've got like about 15,500 hours in CSGO.
Yesterday I reached 10,000 hours.
CSGO is the best FPS game in Steam.
I played for like 14 hours and I started at 6 years old.
You can do everything you want.
Very nice game to play with friends.
You can win 1 on 5, you can communicate with your teammate.
Enjoying the moment when you are in the moment of killing someone. Like in the game, obviously.
Everything you make, if you are confident, you're gonna be right.
You can have a really good fun with any weapon in this game.
I'm not gonna stop, I'll just continue. A big thumbs up.
So CSGO, you can do everything you want, and you can be brilliant. That's why I love CSGO.
So it's simple and complicated at the same time, so it's very nice to watch and also to play. Thumbs up for sure.
You actually can become superhero. You'll enjoy it. Really cool game.
I don't know.
Maybe a fake, careful. Just take like this.
City vent boost, city vent
I go
boost,
down, I go down.
two city vent.
Nothing up.
Nothing down, guys. Go down, go down, go down.
Yeah, let's hop again. Yeah, hop again.
No, it's down.
Down, they're planting down.
They cannot be vent structure for now.
Okay, they're coming secret.
They will all come vent.
Well, vent? No?
Yeah, you can build the economy.
Heaven.
Just go T-spawn, just go T-spawn.
I have vents and I play your contact secret check, okay?
They're running ramp. I have T-spawn. I mean, turret. Can go.
One hold the roof and one hold the lobby.
I have stairs on roof.
I have. No, we are good.
Fuck Jackie, I love you actually. I know it's gonna happen. Jackie, I love you so much.
You didn't go up with the ball.
Really?
I wish someone loved me like Alexi loves Jax.
Yeah, how can you not?
What's going on, Lisbon? Yo, 15 rounds max. Everybody gets to go home on a high. Let's give it up for Vitality and G2. Thanks for the teams for putting on a show, bringing us to the third map.
And then we get to come back tomorrow and do it all again. But for now, we get the CTs leaning back. And Ramp Room, well, that belongs to Vitality.
It does, at a small cost. And we're talking about one piece of utility on this round. And you know when the whistle of the wind is in, that's when the pressure starts to sink in. Alexi will be very important if they pull this off over here at Clock.
Oh, 2 shots go down. Oh, he's tapping. And Zywoo's got an answer for only a moment.
Okay.
G2 start the CT side with an easy pistol win.
Yeah, the captain leading by example, doing a little bit of what Apex has been. In the right spot, hitting the right shots from the Clock.
2 shots for the first one, 3 bullets for the second. m0NESY, Hunter, also keeping it clean.
Ooh. And G2, I mean, they don't often win pistols. But when they do, they get eco'd.
Right, but they shouldn't with this one, okay? All things point to a clean conversion. It's a P250 on Apex.
Yeah.
And again, if anyone were to...
The fact that you jinxed this eco is insane.
I don't know about that. I take no responsibility.
It's so unbelievable that Vitality win this round.
$300 spent by Apex, who is currently top fragging as well. It's not some crazy standout performance, but it is still him at the very top. And that's not really the formula that got them here into the series, right? That's not what we got off in Dust 2.
I really want to get behind Vitality, but there are some worrying signs in that department. I mean, like, we want to prop up Apex as much as possible. He plays for a lot of info. He takes a lot of contact. He does need to get some kills and win some trades. He will die a lot. He'll still have a good game. But his teammates.
Where's the follow-up?
Dude, they were expensive.
Who's the star? Alexi B just mows him down, makes a ton of money. And that's just going to be an extra bonus to the fact that they still survived with 5. So as good as a round could have been for G2.
Yeah. On double digits. 6 rounds away from a grand finals. And Vitality have a chance right now to completely change that story. They know they're going to have one of the most even buys of the half here. Maybe even a slight advantage knowing that G2 will have an MP9, maybe 2. Don't know how many they know about. 10 to 8 will feel a world of difference between that and, 11-7. Now, they did show a lot of grit, and I will say, I don't think I would write them out on T-side in general.
Ooh, one dies early.
Yeah.
Magisk with the headshot. At least they're able to get a quick trade. Meanwhile, we get this deep trophy control from Alexi, and I was curious as to whether he wanted to hang on to that, but offers it right back to them. And we get some shuffling here from G2. Boots inside of the A site.
Wow, they pushed it to buy time, but it's actually just to bait them into doing something else. Calculated risk. And for a moment, they come back to it. CG2 feel a bit uncomfortable, but as we cross the 40-second mark, some lurks come in.
Crunch time here for Vitality. Going for the spams first. Oh, that's not good. Oh, actually, excuse me.
Yeah,
this is ZywOo looking through it. Hold on, hold on. This is all set up. This is meant for ZywOo to catch a kill inside of A.
Oh, that move.
Hunter tries to chase. Masuda gets away with a single point of health. And we are keeping eyes on dupreeh all the while. He's starting to get into heaven. m0NESY about to get shot in the back of the head. Jax is down beneath. He looks up. Whoa, dupreeh just bends bullets down. And we've got Vitality squeezing into the A site. No bomb plant needed.
That was hot. That was so nuts, that shot. I mean, there was a high-low advantage, but when you're sitting down there and you can pick any spot in the back of the site, it can be hard to hit that shot. Here, the flank comes in, gets shut down. That's Alexi finally coming through the ramp push. He actually left ramp, went back to heaven, came back to ramp later while it was still open and pulled off that full flank. Of course, some of these kills could have made the difference, but ultimately, they left heaven open entirely. Was that magic?
Yeah, that's Lisbon magic. Nova in the hands of Hunter. Vitality.
Oh, they pulled that off.
So you said that the T side from Vitality was kind of like a step up, and that's one of the reasons they beat ENCE.
Yeah, it was actually better, and we're talking about better versus a team who is 18-2 on Nuke, beating out their own CT side.
So if we take anything from yesterday, if there's continuity from the victory over ENCE to this potential win over G2, it's that this T side could actually deliver. G2 not impervious.
This is also the gun I would use if I was hunting.
Yeah, right. Try to find the quail. Maybe some geese.
A Zybird.
Yeah, Zybird. He's waiting, but nobody gonna put their head on that silver platter. Instead, Vitality, they've got an intended target that is nowhere near the few pieces G2 hope to hold on with. Little fight here for Magisk. Prepared for the hut push. Nova lets him down.
Okay.
And already we've got Vitality sinking their teeth into this B site.
Let's go.
Could anybody stop them? Not likely. m0NESY caught inside vents. Now that the retake's needed, this one has slipped past G2. So sure enough, the game gets closer.
G2 played close to ENCE themselves. Actually lost 16-14 the last time they played against ENCE on the map, which is one of the closest losses that ENCE actually had suffered. Outside of that, over 3 maps, 71% of their CT rounds. So, you know, I'm glad we have Vitality winning back right off the bat. Versus kind of the bonus into the save. Sets up this game nicely. The last thing we want is for it to be one-sided. We want this to go the distance, to be as hard as possible. They're the ones suffering for our enjoyments here.
The trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
And they're suffering, their struggles.
Yes.
Months long now.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot on the line just for this win, just to get into a damn grand finals.
All right. This by a touch better. No 2 MP9s this time around. One thing almost...
Oh, he's still going. Back and forth, the damage, ZywOo opens up.
That's Hunter through the squeaky smoke.
A couple times now. G2 have been on the receiving end of those losses.
m0NESY might... Oh, nope. They don't boost.
Might what, miss? Not this kid.
Ooh, they don't boost for the pick.
So they pay the price. They group back up, exchanging nades, minute mark. We have already seen Alexi throw himself into the trophy room. He could be trying to do that again.
Calling out space.
Server falls silent. Little bits of movement around the map. One downstairs. Jax, meanwhile, stoic in the back of A site, waits. What is his support? Who is his support? NiKo could come up from vents at a moment's notice. Jax lays into Magisk. Here it is. NiKo stops bomb. And that is an open route to wrap back around Squeaky. Now the two CTs in lobby incredibly low, but Jax keeps going, and Alexi will sweep away that last one. So we've got G2 surviving some very close fights, but nonetheless getting themselves to 11.
And the reads weren't perfect there. That actually came down to Jax's frags. He was the one player in the site ready to shoot back. m0NESY actually rotated from outside, ran into hell, and then ran the ramp. They had no idea it was going to end upper. Jax had to be on full alert. Teammates came in after they pushed Hut, and Alexi did come back for that trophy room access that he found a little bit earlier on. And he has been pretty blatant about taking it over and over again. Funnily enough, that's what Masuda was doing so well in both this game and the last.
So 5 versus 4 from Vitality, and it gets taken back. Added to the round count of G2 instead. Thomas in the hands of the Frenchman.
Yeah, they ran a slight risk on that dry cross, right? And allowed m0NESY to equalize after Hunter's kill.
Ooh, NiKo. Interesting position.
Now watch for Alexi in this spot.
They're thinking about it. NiKo, oh, he comes back. He's able to get down. So he shies away from the fight, but doesn't disappear. Still a threat. Here's a fight in from Apex. Oh. ZywOo also opened. We've got Hunter in the backside, confirmed by Masuda. A slow creep up to him. Don't forget about the bomb. That's still back in T-spawn. And m0NESY, oh, he was ahead of that molly. But Masuda takes his head off, and instead of waiting in the back of the site, Hunter gets aggressive. Masuda comes back. He's been shaved off, and the frag grenade, that should find him. He's dead to NiKo instead. Tries to turn his attention back. NiKo sprays for another, trying to hold off on lobby control. Such little HP, and he is taken down to 6, but at least he gets away. Is there anything left in this round for him, or does he just have to concede?
No
It's
chance.
gone. It slides by. Vitality double digits.
Yeah, that was solid, man. That was solid. I don't even know how they pulled off that upper attack so well. They were well oiled. I mean, they got into Secret. They got control of it without dying to NiKo. That was huge. The Secret flash came from Alexi earlier on, and ZywOo had already crossed Big Garage in the spot. One thing that has been missing this whole series from Vitality is pace on T side, and they brought it right here. They finally catch a really early timing. They keep options open. And 2 entries come because they have, it's the CTs who have no idea that they could have been there that fast. The game continues to be real. CTs rely on streaking and they aren't able to do it. NiKo saving the op is pretty massive. There was one small mistake leaving the bomb there. Of course, Masuda could have died a couple of times, but he was careful enough.
Yep.
Threw the molly down, perfect crosshair placement, one between the eyes of m0NESY, and better players have died to that op.
Just the fact that like the last 30 seconds of that round is going down entirely inside of lobby and all hinged around that one variable of leaving the bomb back could have been a glaring issue, but Vitality recovered. So G2's timeout comes to an end. Going to be trying to put a strategy in place surrounding this solo op.
They've been pretty convincing when it comes to their ecos, bringing them close, winning one in the first half, of course, on Nuke. Organizing around this op will be an interesting puzzle to be able to figure out. And I think they actually might not have calmed the op was taken. It's possible they forgot about it. Masuda killed m0NESY in that position, but if you didn't remember that NiKo died there right after, then maybe that information wasn't shared. Sure it was, but there is a chance. Overstacking the lobby can be a little bit scary when you know the other team is saving, but maybe they don't know for sure.
So many tools to use here for Vitality. You gotta wait and see. No steps can be skipped. That's how m0NESY suddenly takes you down. Don't forget either, NiKo's got that set of Kevlar. Don't forget for a second what NiKo can do.
And the Deagle, he's got like 15 kills with already in this series.
Yeah. Shouldn't be enough to shake Vitality, but the rumblings are there. Also, wouldn't be the first time Vitality fall victim to a round like this. Smoke follows up here onto Squeaky.
Interesting.
3 players for the mini split. Oh, Alexi, he dies inside of the smoke. Hey, gonna get hit. Jax, such a desperate position. No chance in hell. Just executed. And so those 2 variables of NiKo and m0NESY, the Deagle and the Op that are meant to somehow maybe string something together, they don't even get faced. They don't even get challenged. They don't even get given a chance.
Super solid overall. Avoid the Op entirely. He's been in this position the entire time. One thing I will say, I mean, it feels like m0NESY's impact spin's just kind of okay here, like in the past 3 maps. Seen some good rounds out of him, of course, but not extraordinary. One thing that is good, however, is the number of places that he's been on every single position. They've been doing a good job of putting him in different spots. When we talked about m0NESY, the rookie in the academy, one of the biggest criticisms was how he would always start in the same position every round, or that his team was not using him as aggressively enough. And he's starting to face a bit more. But, you know, we're still talking about a player that's just 10 and 12 right now. Technically the least impressive score line by a small margin. Vitality coming up. And with 5 alive, it's the maximum amount of money made here. And it might be one more round to the buy. No, they have the investment now. So 4 of the last 5 won for Vitality.
And with it, game's tied. That economic reset sure hurt G2, but those woes are over. Time to recover. And NiKo, he offered us a lot when it came to the T side of outside. Trying to stamp his name across something. We'll see what gets thrown his direction. Right now, Vitality just hanging out on the rooftops. Ooh, just missed the timing there.
Ooh, but would it? I mean, there's
Magisk is
potential
gonna back
for it
up.
to- yeah,
Oh.
right into it potentially.
Oh!
What the? Oh my god. Oh my god.
He just got gushed through the box for 8 damage?
8 damage, and he also didn't hit him, which is also insane. There was almost nothing else in that specific angle. Are they both lucky or unlucky? Hard to say. I think maybe I'd rather be the CTs because you know that the Ts are not pushing back and you just scared them a bit.
I can't believe he hit that headshot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Map feels kind of small here for the T side.
Oh, Jax, he falls down. Burned off the rooftop. Hunter, he swings out, but the moment he strikes one down, he's dead. Masuda from down beneath. 2 kills into the A site. And Alexi stranded inside of the smoke towards ramp. He's dead. Kills Magisk in the back, but that is Vitality officially in the lead.
Ooh, okay, and they pulled out the upper exec after Magisk gets m0NESY to fall back a bit. That's all they need. The flashes were so damn good. Jax falls out of heaven, and I'm not sure, he must have fallen out blind as well. We see that assist coming in from Apex. Not a fun way to lose. Oh, Vitality on the T side.
The economic problems.
5 of 6. G2, no buy again.
3 of their 4 timeouts called.
You can't really ask more from the map, right? There's not even a good hold between the 2 players that are there. They're ready specifically for the hut push that's coming in. You've already seen a good round from Hunter and a good round from Jax in different situations. And Vitality, they're not going to throw that upper exec at you over and over again. Teams are throwing that. We've seen most often teams will throw it like once at the end of the half because you're going to try to pre-nade and pre-molly everything until it comes in. And it's a great way to draw out utility, just saying we might do it and not having done it yet. But so far, Vitality have gotten away with it twice. That's one of many problems here for G2. But I think money is the first.
Fast one. They're just going to try to smash their way through the A site. Get this one done with quick. They can sense that win ever closer. No reason to respect G2 in a round like this. Get through it. This CT side not offering us all too much. A pistol, a conversion, 1 round sprinkled in. m0NESY, oh, he's gonna try to catch him off guard, but sure enough, ZywOo turns it back down on him. Alexi, he'll connect with the Desert Eagle, but this is Vitality locking in 13 off of the back of an easy A-site smash.
Yeah, we've got ZywOo starting to climb up a bit. dupreeh separating his kills from his deaths. Some great entries out of Masuda that previous round.
Hunter comes around the corner, dropped by dupreeh. An AK to be saved could help with the money. Sure enough, Vitality 1 step closer.
Maybe the tides are turning. Maybe they are.
Are those Vitality fans I hear?
But the G2 fans are louder, right? You gonna take that?
Wait for this Guns to come back in. This time it's Vitality's timeout. You can feel it, right? The tactics. We're going back and forth here with the timeouts.
We saw some good success off of the tac pause with Zonic behind them. Taking an active role in the communication and direction. 3 away from not only taking their biggest win yesterday of this roster's career altogether, but then making it a back-to-back and getting into the final. That's what they have in front of them. G2, again, over the 3 maps, 70% of their CT rounds won. They should have every reason in the world to believe that they could do it, but so did ENCE yesterday, and they thought wrong. Some great calls here from Vitality to answer back.
Guns from G2. Single kit on NiKo. Let's keep our eyes on that one just in case the plant goes down. Hunter sulks into the vents. Oh, NiKo! What is that? Oh! 2 kills from over top of the smoke. He must have been on big blue box.
Yeah, he was, honestly. An equally fierce shot back, but it is 4v3. Basically a critical refrag is what we just saw. Now he's got to hand the wheel over to Apex. How do they steer this way out of their way out of this one?
Jack smokes out the hut play. He's got m0NESY as well here on this A site with him, trying to creep into the squeaky peak. Magisk just tucked in. m0NESY waits. Oh, is that what you wanted?
Ooh, they baited it.
Missed shot and Magisk. He clamps down on it. Double door peek. Hunter's waiting to just throw himself up this, or if they back up, oh, he's got it. What? That's a scope shot? ZywOo falling down into it, and he just crushes them. But if they win this round, then they are truly stomped, flattened, and their hopes meek. ZywOo peaks, stops Alexi B, and Jax is dead.
He does the unthinkable again. The scope to the floor in the vents.
Explain yourself.
This is Hunter's freest frag.
Sayonara as he falls into him, and these 2 follow-up shots.
Remember that 15-12 round with the scout from the back of the site?
Damn right I do.
Damn, echoes of himself.
Suddenly G2 scrambling. A half buy to just try and disrupt what's been this momentum from Vitality. Lisbon is a special place for dupreeh and for Magisk.
We can see who is the best opper tonight. And it all started with that refrag on NiKo outside as well.
Oh, damage onto Jax, that certainly won't help. And it's wild to think, oh, Apex, that's an opening. B-site compromised. Squeaky door completely open. And right now, G2, I mean, they don't have the tools to stop anything unless m0NESY. We just saw an incredible op shot out of ZywOo. Well, let's see what the young kid's got. One kill, and it turns them away, just like last time. All he gets is a chance at one.
Yeah, and he senses a little fear.
So he follows. As opposed to letting them go, he's gonna try to come back at this. Apex looking to come up from vents. I'm telling you, these CT pistols, they're in the right positions. There's Hunter from behind the box. G2 with a little life left in him. Jax has got another. And m0NESY still trying to find them, but where have they gone? There's one to wrap back. dupreeh, point blank. But it's ZywOo yet again. And he knows that Alexi's back there, and he is done for. G2 will not go down without a fight.
Crushed in the crossfire. Taking the fight to m0NESY at the ramp one more time, trying to bait him. But you can't bait the Flash. Now, ZywOo's been great, but this was even a bit too much. And just when we were about to write him off, he appears. He wasn't wearing a suit that last round. But now he's in full costume when G2 need it. But still, that was Vitality on fire. With great guns in a winning position. They could easily put themselves in that spot again.
Got what they need for it. Oh, a move here from Hunter, off of Hut and into the corner. And then decides, nope. Not quite. Back into his original position. Is the oh!
What?
m0NESY, he was pushed up close.
Oh my God. What a spot to be in. We're crossing 45 seconds. He's scaling the side of Mini.
Alexi, he's inside of the smoke. This is ice cold. Oh, but he gets found out by Magisk. But how does m0NESY go from one side of the map to the other? He hits that. A warning sign to Masuda of what's to come. And as they get pushed downstairs, Hunter was meant to hold. Instead, dupreeh gets a little bit of space, and Masuda gives us more.
A headshot, but no frag.
Vitality on the brink of 15. Jax and m0NESY, a 2 versus 3, low health for Masuda. He survived that wallbang prior.
No, they're
and they fall back.
Oh, they're giving it up. The Vitality trade.
That is it. 15 locked in, 3 rounds to close.
They pulled that off. Hunter, no damage. The glass is broken for him too. No, he's happy to take that fight every day of the week. But dupreeh, fourth quarter player, comes through with that headshot. Him and Masuda, the two guys you want to get entries. Grabbing them both. Setting Vitality up for success. And now they have it, series point.
Series point. A run from semifinals, beating world's #2.
m0NESY did all this, but is it too late?
That wallbang connected.
Yeah.
You know, and if Masuda dies to that, oh wow, that's sharp.
Instant to the
Nico
head.
shredded.
That was control of the most important part of that site right there, one.
Here we go.
Sharpness when it mattered.
This could be the last. We got top tier Counter-Strike at midnight on a Saturday night. Come on, Lisbon. One more time. Nico's looking for it, but he's not quite sure which side of these smokes could get pushed, so he decides to just fall back and hold. m0NESY downstairs strikes first blood.
Feels like he's been instant transmitting to different locations. And now he's picked a couple of good opening spots. Still players unnoticed. Last thing Hunter needs is to die through another squeaky smoke.
The double offs.
Double off adjustment. Alexi picks up one. Nico still looking for his best friend out here.
Apex, he's hanging on. Oh no! He's not able to kill Nico, but a second chance also missed. There it is, but at what cost? That's gonna leave Apex on only 10 health. And he knows that Alexi was over here.
A ton of damage, but he retains outside control. They have secret. The thing is, positionally, they've got options, but they've also got questions.
The HP, that's the biggest one. Alexi doesn't want to get stagnant, decides to peek, but now he's too scoped in. And if that peek comes from the right side, a missed shot. And Magisk is suddenly right back into it. Him and Apex looking to go downstairs. Dupree on the other end. Missed shot from m0NESY.
Oh, but they're avoiding him.
20 seconds. They can't go anywhere else. m0NESY, he's trying to draw it back. He's trying to fight on both fronts. He lands it.
The bomb!
That's the bomb.
10 seconds.
They've got to go recover. m0NESY's still alive. But Apex answers, and with it, it has to be Jax. If he stops the plant. Oh, that's la finesse. Jax keeps this going.
An absolute labyrinth of a maze to find your way out of. And they figure it out. Distractions everywhere. Flanks on flanks. 2 ops. Refrags. A whole damn movie in 1 round. And we were this close to wrapping up. But it looks like we still got some more rounds for you. Maybe it's not too late for m0NESY to make himself important.
When he drops that first shot, suddenly things look sketchy.
Yes.
Then the fire's on his feet. Think of the pressure that puts him in, and he delivers.
That simply came down to Jax. The cross coming down in that position, bomb getting planted. No way in hell. Almost at that round 30 mark. No telling who's got it. So many casualties. G2's nades are low.
They're still under-equipped. They're still not favored.
Oh.
NiKo, okay.
Oh my God, he doesn't get shot.
A little delayed reaction.
Yeah.
I think Apex can count his blessings that he's not dead just yet.
He's looking for that. This individual rivalry for space in the yard has been such a compelling narrative of the second half. This one, they'll save the duel for another episode. A reset in space as we cross into that 50-second mark. We know how powerful those upper execs have been, but they've got away without side control, ramp hits. CT's guessing.
Hunter sits on top of Putt.
Here's the call.
Do they deliver? Oh, he gets it. Magisto burns him. Jax backside, dead after just the one. Alexi, maybe a spray, maybe a spam. Could he hit the mark? No, sir. Bomb's planted. And he gets damaged, down to 23. A 3v3 to try and close this semifinal. Apex decides to take a chance and get inside of Mini. And Alexi's buying time. He wants NiKo and m0NESY to get into the equation. They're both gonna try to come at this from Squeaky. And Alexi, oh no! He jumps over, he gets gunned down. m0NESY's able to answer. Saiwu, oh, he can't deliver. And now Magisk in the back of the site. Point blank, oh! That's Vitality in a grand finals.
Oh! The upper anchor on the CT side, doing it in the post plant from his favorite position. How sweet is that juice?
900 days since the Danes played on a big stage. A project that was losing momentum, losing hope, and losing the public's belief. And in their first event in front of a crowd, they find themselves in grand finals.
On the bravest call of all, the upper hit again. They put it together. Gut-wrenching. Wow, I mean, they were evenly matched, man. That could have gone either way. That was beautiful CS. It was messy in spots, but that match absolutely delivered. Either team would be equally happy to be in this position, but it's a zero-sum game of emotions. And this is G2 on the losing side of things, eliminated here from Lisbon. Setting up the final for tomorrow. ZywOo versus Simple.
Oh man. ZywOo versus Simple on the big stage.
Of Astralis versus Na'Vi.
Yep. And of course, Magisk and dupreeh looking to lift another trophy in Lisbon. One more time, Lisbon, give it up for your winners, Vitality.
A crazy game to end it with, to grab yourself a grand final spot. Your first time making it to the playoffs with Vitality. dupreeh, you've done it here again in Lisbon to start off with. How does it feel?
It feels amazing, you know, like coming back to the arena and feeling the atmosphere and feeling the hype in the team, and yeah, making playoffs for the first time with the team as well, and actually going for the grand final was really great for us, and finally also overcoming G2, so yeah, it was really good.
And finally overcoming G2, you get Nuke as this decider, the change-up comes through in the difference of maps. How comfortable did you feel when you got onto Nuke?
I think we felt pretty comfortable, and it was nice to actually go into Nuke because we also played it yesterday, so we were kind of in this tournament mode on the map. Coming into the map, we started out pretty good, and we lost a couple of in my opinion, pretty bad rounds on CT, and you know, with the meta going on right now, it didn't feel that good, but I'm really happy that we kept the composure and knew that we had a good T side, and yeah, we just won the round we had to on T side and closed out the game.
And you kept on abusing the top side, right? You kept on pushing through. Did you feel like there was a weakness there?
I mean, top siding on Nuke is just really hard to hold, and especially if you get the economy going, like, because it's always a gamble of letting the counter-terrorists, like, using utility to stop the vent dives and early pushes, and if you just bleed out the utility, you will eventually have a really good shot at just going, like, slowly inside, and it's just incredibly hard to hold.
And what do you feel is different this time for you guys? Because this is the Vitality the fans have been waiting for the whole 6 months of this project.
I think the most important thing is that we probably started believing again. Not that we didn't fully believe back in the days, but obviously having poor results coming in here and not making playoffs has been hard on the team. We've lacked confidence, and we've lacked the capability of making deep runs in tournaments. So I think we just needed that successful run, and I think we've created it now, and I just hope we can go all the way now.
Let's see if you can, dupreeh. Congratulations. Guys, make some noise for your next grand finalist, Vitality! Well done, mate.
Tooth and nail, toe to toe, but Vitality survived the storm. Not only their first time in front of the crowd, but now that victory over G2 nets them their first playoff grand final, and against Na'Vi of all teams. Man, I cannot wait for that to go down.
What an absolute banger of a game of Counter-Strike right here. It's midnight in Lisbon, and the teams just kept on delivering back and forth. There was so much tension, there was so many emotions in this game, and I absolutely love the fact that we get to see the best of Vitality. We saw it against ENCE, right? We hoped that could be I guess a stride in the right direction, and I think we got that confirmed right here, Matthew. Yep. Vitality are back at a level where it's very respectable, and back at a level where they potentially could take home the first trophy.
Because of the success that they had against their anti-eco. It might be happening again. Apoth's already got the first kill in this round with just pistols. They still have knives online from Jaw, and he's dashing forward! And they've done it again. EG pulled off a Thrifty against Optic. And they just don't feel comfortable against pistols, I guess. This is ridiculous.
That happened so fast, too.
And we didn't even get to see Boostio there, who pulled off 2 headhunter shots from the back of sight.
Well, the one good thing from here is that if you're an Optic fan, they're back on their guns. Things should be okay. Victor's got the Bladestorm to work with here. While EG are able to carry, they've got the Operator in the hands of Boostio. Rifles and armor the whole way.
They also have the no command from Armed. So they'll stay back at the beginning, but he's primed the way they've thrown their orb this round and haven't committed their wall anywhere. To potentially go for an A-split lead, but no. Victor dashes, he still gets the kill though.
Of course he does.
They're trying to pull a book out of page out of Optic's book, the way that they were playing the defense, opening up that door, but Victor punishes him. Ooh.
Nice little shot out from Boostio. To take care of Victor. He still has that Operator in tow. Calm took a considerable amount of damage there. The nice thing about it, and Finesse has been doing this really this entire half, is the late wall. Now it goes down. And off of that form drops an 8. He's got the knife too. It should get a little bit of info. It spots 1, but that's all it is.
No, but it suppresses Marv. You can't use the no command now on the site, so they have plenty to make this space work for them.
A nice thing is he still had to get the spike down, so he's able to take care of that, but Jawgamo's on the flank. He's able to drop him. The second shot goes a bit wide as he dashes across. 4v2 here, as this would be absolutely insane. Finesse, again, seems to have Jawgamo's number, gets another kill. I'm just on the other side of the wall.
No flash to
Game with Chicken. Who swings first? The wall goes down. The kills go through for Optic as Crashies does it. That was a 2v4, Bala.
They just pulled around back in a man-down situation, a two-man-down situation, and they made it look like they were the ones in advantage. Look how well they play this. Forget this kill. Yeah, it was really nice from Victor.
Look how well they play this.
But look, the fact that they're both double pushing back right before EG is able to make it through the wall, the fuel timing for Finesse to get back across when EG's the one ready to step through on 3, 2, 1 count. They just know exactly what's happening. And EG's forced to go for an all-in piece here. I thought actually Boosted was going to walk down elbow with Jaw.
Jawgamo's taking some space mid. You heard the tour de force from Boostio.
We saw this story on Pistol. I mean, Victor just walked up and killed Boostio. There could be a flash as well.
Crazy thing is if EG were to win this round, this would be the first gun round that they've won the entire game. All of them have been pistols, they've been ecos, all sorts of nonsense, right? Like anti-bonuses. This would be the first gun round that they'll have won. Viper's Pit out from Finesse. They've taken some control B. You see the swing out from Marved. He has the spike. And Calm. Oh, surely.
Just getting decayed when he walks into this. Only going to be having like one shot.
Finesse tucked in the shock dart at his feet. Yeah, looking to do some damage. Nice flash out from Reformed. Swing out. 3v3 here. You still have to deal with the Viper's Pit, and the spike hasn't been planted. Are they going to pull out? Oh, running for the fences. Oh, they spammed it through the wall. It's a 3v2 now. The thing is, there's no time for them to rotate back. They have to commit to B, and you're going to have to take care of Reformed here, Finesse. It looked like he was thinking about it. He wanted it. The swing out, Reformed falls. 10 seconds left. They're going to get the spike down. Apot is going to have to do it himself. 6 seconds. The spike's down. Spots Crashies. Tries to spam through. He has an ult of his own. Keep that in mind.
No time to use it.
The sweet peek, he swings out, he gets into a 1v1, but Crashies does not lose those! 13-5 as Optic take Breeze.
And it was so easy for them too. I mean, that was a masterclass. Yep. And that's not even a map that they've been playing, they've been challenged on. They just prepped it, and it clearly was a secret weapon. Victor was a monster. Everybody was a monster. I mean, they were playing on all... Everybody was playing for each other. Even in that last round, you see how they're re-clearing elbow. They get that spam. I mean, what is that? This is an Optic that is scary. This is an Optic that clearly is going to Copenhagen, in my mind.
EG, again, did not win a single gun round. Let that sink in. 13-5 as Optic take map 1. Map 2 on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play.
Snatch your heart, I know it hurts. I got the skills to pay the bill. Coach, I just caught a body. I really don't feel bad about it. I thought that I told you we bought it. I thought that I told you we bought it. I thought that I told you we bought it. I thought that I told you we bought it. Been body, man, I been body. 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 Been body, man, I been body.
And that's the real question. Shameless does it come? Sure, why not?
Just making his way through that right side. Moves with a big kill. But Craftsies takes down Dazzle. One more player remaining.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VCT North American Stage 2 playoffs, where we just wrapped up the first map of our second match of the day between Evil Geniuses and Optic Gaming. This first map was on Breeze, and we saw quite a lot of action.
Why?
I appreciate the sound effects. Yes, a lot of players were flying. Notably, we saw Victor flying as we saw him on the Jet. And it has been a long time, Ender, since we've seen Victor on Jet. In fact, the last time we saw him play Jet was December 2020, which in esports years is basically a decade.
Yeah, that's literally before Valorant Champions Tour existed. We had this little thing called First Strike back then, like no big deal. But no, Victor came out and looked very solid on it. And again, he started on defense, so his role wasn't quite to be like the entry player for the team. We got to see a little bit more of that on the attacking side. But in typical Breeze fashion, if you have two very strong contact players in the Jet in the chamber role with the operators in hand, you are going to do very well for yourselves. This Breeze map is one that Optic have banned so much in the past, but like they proved against Loud, that doesn't mean they can't play it. Because they have very good players in those op positions, they're able to still take you down.
And when they were able to avoid Victor, they found FNS. Like, he's on the other side, be like, okay, we're just going into the controller. It's going to be okay. FNS was there. We saw multiple times where he would get utility over the back. They were promoting FNS to move forward and take positions. The entirety of Optic looked really well oiled coming into this game. And I don't think it affected them. That there was a bit of a change, and it was back to Breeze.
Yeah, and I think it was really important, too, like FNS sort of anchoring sites for Optic,
Absolutely.
specifically against Jogamo, because Jogamo is one of the most impressive dive players in North America. The space this guy can create, both with and without the dash, is impressive. So the fact that FNS was taking him down as the side anchor, I think 3 times, had that first kill against him on this defensive half, like that is so important to shut him down, because we saw so often these hall pushes attempted by EG. That's something Optic definitely picked up from EG's game against Ghost the other day, is that they love those Among Us halls, as Potter would call them. And I think we saw, again, Optic shut that down so many times.
Indeed. What are you even supposed to do, Riv, where you have FNS stepping up and winning so many of those duels and getting first kills, but on top of that, you also have Victor and Ye stepping up as they normally do as well?
I mean, it's hard for me to say, right? Because the pros couldn't figure out what to do. But looking at that, they couldn't do the avoid strat. They couldn't pummel a site because the retake of Optic was too good. I think this is one of the first times in a few weeks we've actually seen EG without an answer to what was happening on the map, and that's kind of weird thinking of how fast they've been evolving as this squad. So looking at where they might be able to go or what they might have been able to do is really go back to pinpointing all 5 in that death ball they work with, anchoring each other on the trades, and maybe swarming Ye and finding him next time, and just like they did on Bind in their win.
Well, they're going to need to find an answer as we head into our second map of this best of 3, and it's going to be on Haven. This was the pick from Optic Gaming. Of course, Haven was the map where we infamously saw Victor bring out that neon and make everyone gape, as I know you did.
Sure.
Gape. So what are your initial thoughts knowing that's our second map for this series?
No, Haven's a really interesting one because this has not been a map that either team has played a ton of recently. Optic played it up against Cloud9 in the main event here, and we're actually able to implement the Fade and Raze into that composition. Before that, they played so much of it during Stage 1 through Masters with Victor on the Neon. That was really effective, so I think Optic maintained some flexibility here and some mystery as to what they'll play, whereas Evil Geniuses haven't actually had this locked in until you go all the way back to the qualifiers to get to the main event here, and they were playing that double flash comp with a Jet still that's a little bit more old school that C9 and Guard were playing so much of towards the end of Stage 1, so I'm expecting them to come in with some pretty big innovation.
Well, we have Agent Select coming up in just a second here, but Riv, I know you like to think about the compositions as we head into Haven. What are your expectations as far as what we're going to be seeing from the side of Evil Geniuses as well as Optic?
I want to get some breach in here. I want them to be able to shut down the vision of Optic if they're going to do it. I also love to see the Fade play get integrated into here, because any map that you can throw over, kind of put the utility right in someone's face immediately, like at Long A, as you're going up into C over default, is super effective. And I think Fade is still evolving for teams coming into these maps.
So to see it back on Haven for EG, or not see it back on Haven, but to see it for EG would be awesome to evolve into that, bring the breach out, and just go back to their forced pressure and break down some doors.
Yeah, and EG are no strangers to playing like the Fade and Race. It's just been so long since we've seen them on Haven that it's hard to know exactly what they want to implement. Honestly, if I'm Optic, I might try to go back towards the Neon, you know, maybe anticipating some of the changes EG might make in comp, like trying to beat the timings of a Breach Concuss or a Fade Seize. Like, Neon can be so effective at that, and Victor in this dive role has been so good. He's really leveled up his play on agents like the Raze or the Neon in particular.
Or the Jet.
Where he was, the Jet now too. He adds one more into the category. This guy just continues to be one of the most flexible players in North America.
It's true.
Well, we now have the Agent Select ready in front of us, and as we start seeing the picks come out from these players, Riv, what is going through your head?
Sorry. We already see Astra and Breach. It means Fade Raze.
Yep, there it is, locked in. So that's the forward movement, right? I cannot wait to see all the utility combinations we'll get. You should still see that, mostly from Victor being that initiator, but look for EG to try and get the util combination together. If not, it could fall apart. That's what makes it difficult.
Exactly. I think if EG are going to learn anything from the team they knocked down to the lower bracket, it was Ghost Gaming. It's finding those trap plays early in rounds. They start on defense, and you have so much utility to try and play retake with as well. You can really lean towards either C-Long, Grass, A-Site, like play towards one of those very aggressively in the early rounds. Try to catch out Victor, because if Victor falls, the rest of the round is going to slow down so much from Optic.
At the side of Optic, you always get Ye. He's going to be in the outside. The Astros come back into play, which means that it's going to be a lot of cross-map play. I think that also leads into Optic being able to move slowly, encroach back into site for post-plan. So we may see them actually let EG run a bit of this like havoc game and say, okay, your util's gone, you've broken the site, we're going to break you down again. So maybe that's a style that they try to go with, knowing that EG is going to be coming out a little stronger.
Well, now the compositions are locked, and we are going to get ready to head into our second map of this best of 3. It will be on Haven. And the casters to bring the series to you will be Doug and Bala, so take it away.
Sue, thank you so much. Bala, you're getting a little chilly there, I can tell. Because Optic have just been ice cold. I hate myself for what I just said. That was so bad.
I hate myself for making you do that. No, we're going back to Haven, and this one's interesting because there's a slight tweak in this Neon comp that's coming back out from Optic, and we're seeing, Finesse Nat on Breach. And Victor, the way that he was playing this was significantly with Breach's help with the fault lines down this A long, but it's consistently a battle towards this A side. And right away, we're getting this combo that could be treacherous from EG.
I suppose the treachery was met on either side. His kills go back and forth. Tom's taking a little bit of damage. He's got the flash. They swing out through the smoke and surprise. Everyone's there, and EG are getting all the kills that they need. But with that, it's still 3v2, and it's still a winnable situation. We saw a couple of sort of force shots go just a tad wide. Ultimately, the last one hits, and that's the one that counts.
And let's see. If I wanted any players alive still in a pistol round for Optic, it'd be Ye and Marked. Ye only has one headhunter shot, though. He'll pick up a ghost, so that nullifies that entirely. The controller with the Sentinel on both sides.
You have to be so quiet. No idea of where anyone is.
Yeah, they're just gambling, hoping that Optic is going to choose to come back towards this. They have the trademark inside a garage to give them a little bit of semblance of security, when that's typically the fast rotate option when you're coming off of A. Go back towards C.
30 seconds left.
They do choose wrong, and this is a long run, so Optic have all the time in the world to reposition. And actually, that smoke that Apoth put down to help Boostio in that corner not get peeked from a long push might be his last smoke. I'm waiting for the recall to come back potentially, but I don't think there is one. So they could play this as a long plan.
Well, Marv still has 2 stars.
Yeah, there is no star here from Apoth. They can't smoke. Oh, no, it's already down on long.
Yeah. And that's been there. That was there before the rotation happened. Now you see the 2 stars from Marv come through.
They're making it look like it's playing for long. They're making it look like they're both down there, but they're right here in garage. Thankfully, Boostio goes up on that angle. He's going to take it, but that's a 2v1 and the pull.
Gravity well. He got it to half, though. He's going to have to win at this gunfight. There's just not a lot of time. Ye swings out. Or Apoth. He was a sit and duck. Optic take the pistol.
And a lot of people might look at that and say EG misplayed. You know, the fact that they're not rotating, spreading out, trying to find out where they're going to actually choose to go. But you have to remember, Optic has a lot of choices there. And EG's choices are not good, right? To split up against two players like Marved and Ye is a recipe for disaster. So I honestly like the way that they played that. Optic just played it to perfection.
Which has almost become commonplace with Optic in the last couple of months. Again, you see this aggressive look towards A long. It's a 4-stack this way, as you see the fast lane go up. The Trailblazer try to provide some safe cover, but Jawgemo wanting to go hunting. He's pushed into it. He's pushed into it! And he drops, but Reform's able to get one. Ultimately falls as well. So the site goes in favor of Optic. Tom was trying to find some space to work with. Had no idea there was someone behind him, and now only 2 remaining members of EG will arrive to the site just a bit late.
And honestly, I like that approach from Optic against EG. It's not a team that's going to be relying on, front buys or shotgun buys close range on rounds like that to try to get some value out of the low economy. So just brute force your way onto site against what's going to be classics from EG. If that makes sense. So, converting on the anti-eco, now they're up with a bonus. Only 1 rifle in the hands of Ye. And they're not going for that A-long take. For good reason. I think they 100% expect Jaw and Reform to pair up with the Season 8 combo. And instead, they'll challenge Apoth at long C right off the rip. And Garage. Boostio's already gone. They're just going for the patented C-split.
They've taken it, but how much can they find? Victor already diving his way in, didn't check logs, and that's exactly where Boostio was. The kill get traded back. Apoth on the other side of the smoke, he swings around, he's able to land the shots. Boostio gets 3. As Crashies is left alone. He's not going to be able to do it. EG are on the board.
And that is something that EG has to be able to do just that against. That C-split from Optic is such a threat, and it leads into that misdirection that Calm was talking about FNS being so good at. Because it's so powerful, and they will go to it in rounds just like that where they have a gun disadvantage. And now they'll go back to it. Let's take a look at this Season 8 combo. It's paired with a fault line as well from Calm.
This will be the first time really it's pushed into it. There's the C's, there's the nade, but he's already gotten past it, man. Victor just zooms way past it. Yeah, and he's able to get one. Tagged up, Reformed. Ultimately falls.
At the same time, they're pressuring back towards Garage. They net themselves a little damage on Boostio. And also the trademark kill. He's locked out of the site. There's nobody here because they saw from Victor's death 3 players over towards that A side. So they know B's open. That's an instant rotation from Optic. And it works out beautifully.
Aftershock comes through just a bit late. The swing there was enough to take care of Crashies, but Finesse drops him right back. Marvin has taken window control. This is such a difficult spot for EG to get back into. Boostio's weak. Good idea of where Finesse is, and he's right. But even with that, it doesn't matter. 2v2 here, and it almost doesn't feel like that, really. Boostio's 15 HP. Almost unwinnable for Apoth.
Would have been winnable if he got that kill.
Yeah. You're right. Had he gotten that kill, there was a chance at something there, but
yeah, that was the biggest opening. Marv was not even looking at him. He was hands out. Giving him a free shot. But while Optic might not be good at converting bonus rounds, they are phenomenal in the round that follows, as long as they don't do too much trolling in the anti-eco. Once again, so well played from Finesse in the back of sight. EG, unfortunately, trying to stop this A push from Victor and trying to stop the Garage pressure from Ye. They didn't have any utility, and it might be one of those situations unfolding again as they are on a light buy. And instantly Optic gains control of this A long side.
They had Boostio there with the Tour de Force, really the one weapon that they brought into the round and instantly nullified. With that utility, Reform tries to go hunting, gets a little froggy. Boostio trades it back. Lands there. Oh, the smoke is going to cut off any line of sight he may have had. They have to know he's there.
Spike planted.
Going to have to clear him out. Yeah, you see Crash starts to rotate back. Victor's able to clean him up.
Finesse with the plant got his no command there. I was waiting for the knife to come back up to punish Boostio, because he had to use his TP before any of that went down to get back to his teammates. Such a powerful tool, and I think big reason for the KO pick here.
One enemy remaining.
Spam through. Marv not able to land shots the first time around, but the second time works out just fine as Optic get to 4.
Really well played there from Optic to clear out the big problem, which was Boostio. I do like
right
the
off the bat too, man.
I love the re-exploration though from Boostio for them to even get that kill onto Ye.
Yeah.
Yes, they lost. Who was it? Jaw probably. First to Ye's Vandal.
All set up.
But the other problem is they didn't have anybody to actually capitalize on killing Ye, right? There was nobody actually pushing down mid to be able to flank, anything like that.
There.
Now EG says, yeah, let's
You
push
want
down.
to play, let's play.
It's Boostio leading the charge. 2 players close garage as well. A little bit of overlap here, because Boostio's all the way down there, and they're close garage. He's cleared that angle already. And he doesn't even have a TP. Is it right on top of him? No. I already recalled it. So it's a bit odd from EG here, I'd say.
You can tell it almost looked like Ye was expecting some of this aggression through garage. Well, he was almost right. Thinking, yep, that knife's going to spot him. Yep, now they know. Pop flash, they want to swing out.
Gotta be careful with the aggro there from garage. What a shot from Finesse.
Very well done, and the Nightfall comes through and doesn't find very much. Ye's able to get 2 with the Tour de Force.
I have the spike.
They do know where Boostio is as well. Meanwhile, they've taken A. All they've got to do is get Ye across.
Boostio's been sitting there all around.
At Nightfall, though.
One enemy remaining.
Hello. That is the most toxic thing I've ever heard from an agent. He was sitting there all around, though. You're right. We did see the idea, though, from EG to have those players close garage, have Boostio really close window. At any point where there's sound, they use the Nightfall, and Boostio pushes fast. Could have been so cool.
Thing is, Palm's angle here, they do have an idea. They had a rough idea. Palm was able to take 2 with him, but ultimately Optic are going to win out the round. As they get to 5, and EG really kind of continuing some of the struggles that we saw on Breeze, namely their lack of really finding any sort of traction, right? They looked lost again.
Oh, I didn't even realize Finesse didn't even spot Boostio in the first place. So it is a surprise for me. Either way, EG, yeah, they've lost the economic, what they had in terms of guns, back down to Eco, and Optic looked much cleaner in my mind on this map, handling this situation with the way that Finesse is playing this KO and the close range that he's able to get with this knife. So much information before they actually hit. Right there, they saw 3 players again inside that B side.
And Optic just continue to find him. Continue to find him. You see the Rolling Thunder was used as Calm now flashes to try to swing his way out. The spike still hasn't made its way out of garage. He's able to take care of Marv, but now with 5 HP, he's not in a position to find much more.
They're gone.
Forms left in this 1v2, and yeah, you're right, they're gone. They're out of there.
They're all ahead when they're pushing back in towards C there. After the initial trade comes out from Apoth and Marved. Everybody else is ahead of that Rolling Thunder from Calm, from EG. So really the only value he got was for himself, unfortunately. They're walking into a crossfire. It's looking dire. And this isn't even the half that Optic is. I mean, they're great overall, don't get me wrong. but they have been really great defensively. And EG just took out one of the best defensive teams that we've had this stage in Ghost. So, moving on to the second half, if they don't start getting rolling right now, even catching up and tying at this point.
That seems so out of reach.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But perhaps this is where they do it, right? E.g., Potter calls a timeout.
Yep. Walk me
Maybe
through
they
it.
find some of the tendencies. I don't know that I can. I think what's difficult too is that the only tendency the only like large tendency I think we've seen out from Optic is that they don't fully commit to a hit. Right? Like we've seen them a couple times dump a lot of utility, threaten that they're going to go to a site and then flip the map once they have some advantage, once they get some kills. Other than that, they've shown versatility in how they like to hit A, B, C. Like they're showing they can do it all.
Yeah, and I think you are getting at something there, which is EG is spending so much utility early. And I'm Reformed, Fade, you don't get another chance of the C's, right? You've got to get that off and have value out of it. So the fact that EG is using all this utility, that's what they need to fix. The problem is, when they don't go for that sort of thing, what's going to happen, right? They're just going to get mowed over with the amount of stuff that's getting thrown at them by Optic. No misdirection here, though, going straight for this A execute.
Bustio's been pushed off an angle twice in this round. You saw him off of A, long right at the beginning, and then as he tries to flee away, he's taken care of. Finesse is going to get the spike down. They do have the Cosmic Divide in the hands of Apoth. Perhaps that's a window to make something happen, but look at this. You've got one, you're not expecting the other, right? Marv's already been taken care of, or Marv's already out, but Victor's still there. Yeah, they're not expecting it. My goodness, it was a trap. It was a brutal one. And EG unawares of what's before them. As Optic could get to 7, a 6-round lead. This is clinical.
Super clinical. You mentioned how Bustio was getting pushed off that angle twice. Then even when Jaw is trying to hold space in defender spawn for his teammates to get off that Astral Wall, to get off the C's, to get off a haunt, those types of things, they're getting pushed, and the Boombot can't do enough. Jaw is struggling to find any sort of anything. 1 in 7, just like the scoreline.
Maybe something here with the showstopper. Maybe. Light buyout from EG, 2 stingers, and that's it, really. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here for this buy.
And still,
got Bustio up a little bit. He's tucked into Cubby.
I'm also looking at Jaw here with the showstopper possible. They'll re-clear. There you go. Prowler actually clears back on long, and they can start this rotate. But look at this. They just used the Cosmic Divide, but no movement. They're waiting to see, is there going to be something like this from Bustio? They're just baiting everything out that EG can do, but here, actually, this is dangerous. There's only 2 players to defend. But they're baiting the plant.
Yeah, the knife, the Roomba, and that was all off of the Haunt being shot, right? They couldn't hear anything because they were on the other side of the Cosmic Divide. That was enough of a clue for them to dump a bit of utility. How many times have we seen EG members get shot in the back?
Yep.
Too many to count. Now the spike's down again on C.
Another plan for Optic. Another time where EG looks like they have no answer here.
And another no command up from Finesse. They've been prioritizing that ultimate. Ace playing in the smoke. There's the showstopper. He's able to take care of one. That's all it's going to be. Now, Com's left in this 1v2, but this time's not on his side. Upgrade a weapon, try to get away, but oh well. He's able to do that.
No time, no.
Yeah, that's all it's going to be.
Still good performance. Eco situation. And only 2 bullets in this. He's going to go for the kill, but Finesse is... Oh! Woo! Close. Good idea from Com, though. And we've seen you do some cheeky spams before. But we're going now into the gun round, and this is where the issue has stemmed all series long. They still have not won a gun round, Doug. Still have not won a full gun round. And they've let Optic plant every single round except for the bonus. where they shut down that push on A. Or on C, sorry. C's nade, but we saw this story before. Actually, it's a Prowler down short, and that actually does deny Victor. He's running backwards with the flash. It's so good here.
Yep. The Rolling Thunder comes through to take the space back, and you see Reformed who's wanting to push forward. He's got the Haunt. He's able to work his way into main. They're finding the kills that they need. They're finding some space to work with. But the thing is, if Crashies can get out, now he's in a 1v4. I was going to say Finesse had taken some space in the garage.
And they know exactly where he is with that.
Yeah.
C's.
Not expecting Calm there. As Calm gets 3 on the round, EG gets to 2.
There we go. First gun round on the board for EG, and it's one where Calm has to use the Rolling Thunder after they force Victor to go down this A long position to get flashed in. And he does do good for it, but the response. Look how he is. He's stunned up. Calm trades, instantly ults. And he's just running it up to try to find anything. Yay TP'd out of the situation. Marv was trying to put a smoke down for himself, but he put it too deep. And the patented Optic timeout. Up 8-2, you lose the first round. And you go for the timeout to just regroup, make sure nothing is being missed.
Yeah, they throw the brakes on that thing almost instantly. You almost wonder what it is, what kind of discussion's going on there. Hope to be a fly on the wall because, again, it's been so dominant. Ball, you mentioned it. EG have just won their first gun round of the series. Yep. Right, and we're in map 2. We're near the end of the first half of map 2, so things haven't gone very well for EG at all. It's not like Optic have to make very many adjustments at this point.
Yeah, they can stick with the way that they've been playing, to be honest. I think in that last round specifically, instances don't necessarily go in the direction that they're hoping for. I do like the adjustment from EG that they've made since their timeout, since Potter called that, which has been leave Calm here with Jaw, right? Make sure that he can be traded. Going back towards the C split, but it's just a feint. Look at the spike. It's already rotating back. No utility spent from EG to hold on to this. So this is, even though they lost garage control, a good start.
They did, Reform did use one Prowler into short, and it looked like they wanted a challenge for that. Fault line was used, the Aftershock as well from Calm, so they dumped a little bit into fighting for a main. Oh, yay, on the challenge. Shot traps away, but once again, we see Optic taking care of a member of EG, running away. Calm falls.
And rotating all the way back. Boostier's going to hear this. He already does. Good angle from him. Is there a knife from Finesse? No, it's all the way back side. So, a double!
Oh, we got a collat! Oh, that's exactly what EG needed. And he was in a world of hurt. They didn't have window control. They were barreling down C long, but he manages to get away and get the kills that he needs. And all of a sudden, Ye finds himself in a 1v4, which we haven't said really at all this series. And he falls. Boostia with 3 on the round with 2 bullets as EG get to 3.
Last round in the half.
And that was clean. We talked about how they didn't spend anything to hold on to the space that they wanted to, and that double was the nail in the coffin. Marv's not in a position to actually trade back the TP.
What is that hit on Victor?
Don't question
her hair.
Don't question it.
Yeah, I guess.
There.
Last round of the first half here on Haven. EG seem to have found some footing. They've won the last 2 rounds. This is the first time we've seen Senator Palpatine try to find some space here. You see Victor pushing forward. Not finding anything quite yet. Just on the other side, there it is. He's able to get one. And just like that, they thought there was some room for EG.
Why is
Chogamo falls apart. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
It's a dire situation for EG, but not completely hopeless. 9-3 is the score, and Doug, you talked about it yesterday. You put me on the spot. And you know what? I'll stick with my guns. The 9-3 curse does not exist, and I feel very comfortable saying that.
Bro, surely it doesn't exist here, right? Like, it's just been so dominant this entire series that this has to be where the conversation of the curse dies.
See, that's exactly what 9-3 curse believers
that's what
say,
they want.
Right? Selective with their sample size. Well, either way, Optic now on the defensive side, and we saw what they did on Breeze. It was utter domination on so many levels. But this is where I think things will get interesting, because I don't think Victor has the same support that he has on A-Long without this breach on this side.
But it may not have mattered. He almost got caught with that gravity wall too, but he's able to teleport away. Jogmo and the rest of EG have taken some space B. They try to push their fight out towards A-Link. That's exactly what they're going to do. You see the Trailblazer and the Prowler passing right by each other, and Ye gets 2.
There's a Collat revenge.
They've got to be careful here because Optic are coming fast, man. The flurry with which they retake sites is so devastating. Comms left alone. It's 1v4. The one benefit is they don't know where he is, but now the position's been given up. And they clean him up as Finesse gets infused. Optic get to 10.
Make it 2 pistol rounds, 1 on this map for Optic.
And 3 or 4 in the series, yeah.
3 or 4 on the series, exactly. We talked about the win condition for EG, and unfortunately, one of them is completely missing. Well, actually, I'm...
More than one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the scoreboard right now is telling some of the other missing win conditions. And that is interesting because EG is historically so good on pistol rounds. And this is the first time they've lost both in a map. This entire stage.
That's insane. That's actually insane. Got a little bit of force, a little something coming out of EG. You've got a Spectre, a Stinger. I missed what Chogma had. He's dead.
Desperation is what he had. He took it to the grave with him too.
Yeah, it didn't amount for much. See Khan with the spike just on the other side of Garage. They haven't taken very much space anywhere else on the map. Gonna test the waters A-Long. Nothing spotted. Except for that.
Just boost here though. And it is calling the rotates over. Marth has put a star to help Crashes in this situation, assist him when they do pop out here. You could play on so many different angles.
Roll!
Just jumping, man. Poor guy. Marth is out on the site.
Yoinked out of the sky. Marth playing into smoke. He's able to take care of Reform. Swings out, tries to find another. The clip runs dry, and ultimately he's met with his demise. And of course, Victor dashing around. Wouldn't be Neon if we didn't see things like that. Victor gets 4 on the round. Optic are going to get to 11.
I don't think even I was like sitting there wondering, like, okay, EG's doing great. Booster just hit that shot. But the entire time, that was them almost taking out another Thrifty against Optic here. I mean, Victor goes for a hero play by dashing with the Spectre out of that smoke in time when the planter is occupied planting the spike. So he's able to have just isolated fights, run and gunning with the Spectre. But they're only able to invest back 2 Vandals in this situation. No bonus available for Optic. But also the force that happened last round for EG is not leaving them with many options either. And they'll use their final timeout to try to claw something together.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Optic choose to play this. Victor is 1 point away from having his ult. So perhaps they try to prioritize the orb down A-Long. Victor, and then get him the ult, drop the Vandal, because I want to say he was one of the ones holding the 2 Vandals, or holding one of the 2 Vandals, so we'll see how they choose to play this out. EG call a timeout as they feel time running out.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised as well. No, he doesn't have the ult online. Thought he might have Overdrive.
No, he's 1 point away from it.
Yeah. And there's really not even much to talk about at this point. The fact that Optic is right close to match point, EG obviously doesn't want to let them get even to overtime points. they haven't seen much, right? All they've seen is Victor dashing through smokes at them.
Yeah. And good luck countering that.
Well, he has a Vandal this time, so not as effective. But you're right. As soon as he gets one kill, one orb, something. Just completely denies the drone utility here.
Yeah, the Roomba, the Prowler, nothing, man. And then the Flash to make sure they don't take the space at all. Such good denial out from Optic.
And that was what EG was missing on their own defensive side, right? The utility was used, but Optic was always a step further. So it was never denying anything. Second Prowler out as well to clear down short. Doesn't see anybody aggroed, and he did that from quite a ways away, so this team still spread towards the B side, towards the C side. But instantly again, there's a response from Optic. It's a dog down short and a flash down long. So the rotate that was coming over, Victor was walking over, Finesse was walking over, is immediately back towards their old jobs. 35 seconds. EG has just wiped the clock down because Optic's responses are so good.
30 seconds left.
I mean, Crashy single-handedly cleared all of A main in that moment, and now that's exactly where EG are heading right back. Calm with the fault line. I don't think it's going to tag anyone. There's no one on site. Haunt's there.
Marv has pushed down C, and the rotate is literally here already before the plant.
10 seconds left.
Victor dashes through. You said it might not be as effective. It seems to net the same results. He's got that ultimate online, 46 HP, no armor to his name. Smoke keeping him alive, at least for now, as the spams come through. Finesse looking to get Froggy, wanting to swing around. It's actually Ye who gets two there, and Apoth is going to have to hold things back on his own. It's not happening this time. Optic gets to 12 as Finesse gets to defuse.
Clean retake, clean read of the round. Making Optic in general look so masterful in their understanding of how EG's playing this.
That would work.
Everything they threw was denied. We talked about the Prowler, the Boombot in Garage. We talked about the second Prowler down sewers. And then this shot as well. As soon as Victor gets that kill on Boostio, they wait a couple seconds, see are they actually walking up B with him, and then Marv aggro's down C long. With no noise heard from him, he's comfortable making that play. They get all the information. There's no trademark available. And the flank didn't even need to happen, but that was also fail-safe for Optic in the case that that hit doesn't go as well. Look at this nade lineup. Going to be used to get Victor and Crashies. A lot of space up towards long A.
The double satchel through, but Victor shows that he can play just as fast. Jogamos has gotten an opener, which is great.
So cool for him to punish on the backside.
Oh, Jogamo had no idea. The space that he had taken ended up being his demise. Crashy's waiting for the flank out. The swing out from Reformed. It's not going to find any value. Perhaps the Rolling Thunder will as they try to swing out with it, but it's a shot. No way. The rematch record remains unblemished as this an O as Optic 2-0 EG, and that was ugly. That was ugly.
Brutal. Yep. Just brutal. It was ugly on the side. Oh, actually, no. To be honest, like let's take that a step back. It wasn't ugly on the side of EG. It was just brilliant from Optic, right? So beautiful is what I would say to watch this, but ugly in terms of the devastation that they just brought upon EG.
Yeah, man, they put the hurt on him. They whooped him. They whooped him bad. None of the win conditions were there on the side of EG, and, you know, we touched on it a couple of times. It seems like Optic take losses personally. In rematches, they show up with a little extra oomph, and that extra oomph netted them. That's got to be the most dominant match we've probably seen this stage, right?
Yeah. Oh, probably, at least in playoffs as well. I think EG Ghost was pretty good as well. But yeah, for sure. And they net themselves a match against XSET for a trip to Copenhagen. And this is a team that, in my mind, Optic has always been good at. They're 5-2 against XSET, so they're feeling really comfortable right now going to Copenhagen. I think actually 5-1 when you take out the seeding games as well. So this is a strong Optic, and everybody's on notice right now in NA.
Well, Optic continue their tirade internationally. They do it domestically. They take care of EG, and they set their sights towards the next bout against XSET. We are going to go to a break, friends. When we return, the desk breaks down what we just saw. Good luck, friends.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
They say work never work if you work and it's fun. We on the winning team. On top where you find us. We can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on the winning team. On top where you find us. We can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on the winning team. On top where you find us. We can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on the winning team. On top where you find us. We can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up.
I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. Yeah, I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. I made it to the top. I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. Yeah, I made it to the top. I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. Yeah, I made it to the top. Started from the bottom, hard times, yeah, I got 'em, but I made it to the top. Yeah, I made it to the top. I made it to the top.
Welcome back, everyone, one last time to the VCT North American Stage 2 playoffs, where we had just about the fastest series that we've had in the playoffs thus far. I think there was a lot of anticipation behind what the series might bring us, and my God, Riv, was it one-sided?
It was. I have
Oh, Riv, no. We go through the entire day.
Turn my mic
and
off.
And then you're just censored.
He turned my mic off. So yeah, what I said, and I'm going to repeat it because it's just as cringe, is I'm not sure what compound Optic used in the green wall. It was impenetrable today. And I actually want to start off with the videos. Just as fast as Victor started off in this game, we see him on that Neon going into Haven, going so fast everywhere he could, into shore, into long, into garage, and we'll see it in a bit, but the way that they controlled that map of Haven to take it so cleanly was because you're basically educating yourself on what EG's doing every round. All the utility behind him was able to keep him safe, and he continuously pressures long, then into garage. This is the rip off every round. Victor did not stop, and he's like, what can I find next? What info can I give you?
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you're playing against this Rage phase composition. You can see there, Neon just skirts straight past all that utility, or they're sprinting into garage somewhere else. And the guesswork from EG just isn't quite there, so the utility isn't connecting. Again, Victor is past it. He's concussing an Opper and still unfearing. This is sort of what I was looking forward to, is like, Optic, if they read that there's going to be the raid phase on the other side, let's bring back the Neon, because it hasn't been since Masters in last stage that Optic had played the Neon. They'd adopted the Fade Rays themselves, but just like they did in Stage 1 and in Masters, it looked very, very good.
Well, we're going to go ahead and pull up the Prime Gaming post-match highlights and just take a step back and look at the series as a whole. We did some work focusing on Victor's amazing Neon play on that last map, but overall, I think it's safe to say that Optic just did not give EG any room to breathe at all.
They didn't. I was kind of eating crow off of what I said they might do. Is like EG is going to come out with this door-bashing composition in the second map, and Optic continued to play their game. We saw them completely take control and really not give an inch to what Evil Genius wanted to do. I don't think EG could have prepped for that at all today.
Yeah, you know, this series was a far cry from what we saw in the regular stage, right? We saw EG taking the 2-1. We saw a completely different map pool. Like Bind was going to be the only repeat map, and we never got there because we had the 2-0 coming in for Optic. So I think they took a lot of learnings here, and as they are on their quest to lift a domestic trophy, they had to take down the only team that could beat them in the regular season. Now they head to the upper finals. They're guaranteed top 3. They win that series, they're headed to Copenhagen.
Then you got to be, I think everybody's aware now that Optic is going to come out this strong in their matches. Right, we have seen them sit back a little bit. Ye himself, after Reykjavik on June 3rd, tweeted out something like this: "Since I joined this lineup, I've been playing the worst I have ever played." In fact, like, what, man? Really? So you can see just why they are so consistent. They hold themselves to such a high regard, so much pressure on their own shoulders, that I think this is an Optic that's going to stay with this intensity throughout the rest of the tournament. He's got to be ready.
Well, when you're on the top, the standards rise with you. But for now, thank you very much, gentlemen. It is time for our Verizon post-match interview. So as we get ready for that, we are going to be bringing on Marv from the side of Optic to hear his thoughts after an incredible series, a very dominant one, where we saw them take down Evil Geniuses in very convincing fashion. Marv, it's a pleasure to have you on the broadcast again. What a dominant win from Optic Gaming. It was just so fast. It was over before we knew it. And my first question for you is really just, you're back in the upper bracket final. This is back-to-back upper bracket finals on the side of Optic Gaming. We saw that the other teams from Stage 1 who were in the top 3 are completely out of the playoffs. How does it feel to be not only the only remaining team from the top 3 still in it, but killing it in convincing fashion?
I would say we're happy, but we kind of expected this. I feel like after these tournaments in Europe and all the practice we got in Europe, we kind of elevated our game, and we're not really afraid of any opponent anymore. So yeah, it feels good, but I can't say we didn't see it coming.
It's amazing to hear, and I know that the last time you guys played Evil Geniuses, they were the only team this entire stage and Stage 2 to take a win off of you guys. So headed into this match, I'm sure the desire to get revenge was quite intense. What was the preparation work like?
So I feel like the last match, they had a very good anti-strat against us, and they were very prepared for what we do. So I feel like they got the win that way. I'm not going to discredit them because that's still a win in anyone's books. But yeah, this time we came a lot more hungry for revenge, and we made sure that our comps are set, and it was very hard to anti. We try to be unreadable, so yeah, I guess it worked out today.
Unreadable indeed, because we saw Victor pull out that Jett, and he has not played Jett since December 2020. So talk to us a little bit about why that decision was made.
I feel like Victor is just a really good entry player in general, so I feel like our team wanted him on an entry agent, so Jett's a really good agent for him. We had FNS on the Viper and me on the KO, and I just feel like it works out. I mean, we all could play different agents, and it's not really a problem, so yeah.
I know one of the takeaways from the last time you played Evil Geniuses as well was that the pistol rounds went something like 5-6 in their favor. Was that a focal point for you and the team at all in preparation for this rematch?
Definitely was. We had a lot more set pistol rounds this time, and we kind of went over these pistol rounds already, so we're kind of ready for these early rounds. Losing 5 to 6 pistols is not good, so yeah, we make it really hard on ourselves. So this match, we wanted to win a couple more, and looks like we did.
Well, now you're looking incredibly solid and headed back into that upper bracket final where you will be facing Xset. And Xset have also been looking incredibly solid, looking really dominant today in their win against 100 Thieves. So what are your thoughts on Xset and sort of the improvement they continue to show as well?
They look good, as always. I mean, yeah, it's always going to be a great match against them. Last time we beat them in 3 maps, so we're always ready to play those guys. I mean, they're good, but yeah, we're always going to be ready.
Sounds good. Love to hear the confidence, and thank you so much, Marv, for taking the time for this interview. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.
And that will be it for our Verizon post-match interview. Let's go ahead and bring the boys back on.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are indeed back with their microphones on, hot and ready to wrap up the show. It's been an incredible day of some amazing games. Just before we start diving into our AimLab flick of the day, I think one thing that you can absolutely take away from both that exit interview as well as this most recent one with Marv is how incredibly confident they sound.
Yeah, no, I love hearing the confidence, and I think that's always something you're gonna have with Optic coming back after you lift the Masters Trophy. Like, they expect to get #1, but they still have to put in the work and get there. And I caught one thing in the interview, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but he said this thing about setting the comps coming into this week. Because throughout Stage 2, they've been changing comps week on week on week, and I'm wondering if this is going to be like playoffs long for them, if next week we see a similar thing, because with a win, they only have to play the one series this weekend. Next week, they'll have to play at least 2.
And that extended to making sure we couldn't be anti-stratted, making sure they couldn't focus on what we were doing or find out. I mean, if you're always running into the team, they're reacting. So, yeah, they did a really good job of preventing EG from any of the anti.
Definitely all the praise goes to the side of XSET as well as Optic Gaming for the victories that we saw today. But we need to give another shout out to a player from the side of 100 Thieves because Will had an absolute amazing play for the AimLab flick of the day, Ender.
Yeah, I want to check this one out.